we have group of kids, so probably about 50 to 60 student leaders from across Ohio.
Okay, perfect. You guys ready?
Yep, we're ready to go.
All right. Hold on one second here at the center.
Great.
Hello.
Hello, Senator. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
We are good. You are on the call about 50 or 60 Ohio student leaders across the state. They've been working really hard these past 10 months, and they're very excited to now turn all their attention to the state. So we're excited to have you on the phone, though, Senator.
Well, is everybody on already?
They're all on. They're all ready to go.
Well, listen, guys, I am so grateful to all of you. I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I just want you to know that yes, this whole campaign has inspired me because of the efforts of folks like you. I mean, you guys have put your heart and soul in the campaign. We're seeing this generation stand up and get engaged in a way that we've never seen in my lifetime. And it's a testament to your hard work, but also I think your understanding that we're at this moment in history where there's certain issues that unless we deal with them now, just won't get solved. If we don't stand up now, we're not going to deal with issues like global warming. If we don't work now, we're not going to be able to make college within reach of so many people who need it. If we don't stand up now, then this war in Iraq could go on for 20, 30, 40 years. And, with not only consequences for military families, but also for and so there are just so many issues that are critical. And I think young people understand that, which is why we've been seeing such terrific participation. But what we also know is that as much of a boost as we've seen in young youth turnout in these most recent elections, what makes the most difference is them seeing their peers and their counterparts get involved. And that's why all eyes are on you now for this primary. You guys are going to be critical to our success. And we need you guys to dedicate the next 9 days to this campaign. First of all, we've got to get all of your peers to vote early. Obviously we want them to vote at the very least on March 4th, but the more they can participate in early vote, the better off we're going to be. When we first started this race, the cynics said students would never turn out. They said our supporters were just Facebook users and not voters, but you guys have proved them wrong. Time and again, and now we're really at the end of the road here. If we can win Iowa, if we can win Ohio, there's no reason why we can't wrap this thing up and start moving on to the general election. We're going to have to bring about the kind of change in this country that is so important. So I hope that everybody is as fired up as I am. I hope you guys are as enthusiastic as I am. Let's go ahead and win this thing. And with that, let me open it up for a couple of questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Senator. Our first question is going to be from Butch, who's at Miami of Ohio, one of our student leaders there. Butch, are you on?
Yes, Rachel, thank you. How you doing, Senator?
I'm doing great. How are you, Butch?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us today. Hey, we just had a quick question about how you'd like us to respond to these attacks. Specifically, here on campus, we've been dealing with a lot of attacks from the Hillary Clinton campaign, echoing some of the things she said yesterday, both in our student newspaper, but also we have a debate coming up with the Clinton campaign. And we just want to know how you would like us to represent you in your campaign.
Well, I think you guys should obviously be prepared to do your homework, look at the talking points. But understand this. I mean, point number one, when she starts talking about experience and what have you done and all this stuff, I've got a 20-year track record of accomplishment that you can talk about. But what you really have to talk about, I think, is the need to bring people together and to get things done. And you can talk not only about the legislative work that I've done, but also the polls that show I do much better among independents and Republicans. Then I think it's important for you to talk about the need to push against special interests that have come to dominate Washington. And nobody's worked harder on those issues than I have. I don't take that money. I don't take lobbyist money. I think you need to emphasize that. And I think, you know, what they may then emphasize is, you know, that somehow we haven't opened. The other thing that they'll bring up undoubtedly is healthcare. And I think that you've got to remind people that what their presentation is dishonest. This notion about leaving 15 million people uninsured is just not true. And that, you know, we are going to provide health care to any single person who needs it. And for people who are 25 years or younger, they're going to be able to stay on their parents' health insurance. We're going to lower costs. So that, I think, will be a major point of attack. But both of us are trying to achieve universal health care, and I think it's important for you guys to emphasize that. College affordability is obviously something that we're very strong on, and we've got a very concrete plan on. So I think you guys will do great, but the main thing is emphasize the broader themes of bringing people together and going up against those special interests.
Thank you. Then our next question is from Jim. Jim is one of our students at Ohio State.
How you doing, Senator Obama?
I'm doing good.
Good. Thanks so much again for taking the time to talk to us. I'm actually a Republican, really inspired by your message and excited for helping your campaign here at Ohio State. And my question is, I've had somewhat with my Republican friends getting them to listen to you and get inspired by your message as well. But many of my other friends will not even consider you because you're a Democrat. Do you have any suggestions or talking points I can use to get them to realize just because they're a Republican, they can still support your campaign?
Well, I think, you know, the important point with them is just to say that, you know, the issues that we face aren't simple partisan issues, but they're rather issues about how are we going to improve this country, and I think that, you know, there are a lot of ideas, traditional Republican ideas that have been betrayed by this administration. Restraint and realism in foreign policy. You know, that's not how the Bush administration operated. They operated on the basis of ideology. They ran up our debt by $4 trillion. And that's not a traditional Republican idea. Violating civil liberties. Traditionally, Republicans have been very concerned about civil liberties. So, you know, there are all kinds of reasons why I think that Republicans might want to give me a fair hearing. You know, the key is to not talk about parties, but talk about issues and see where they stand. Now, they may disagree with me on some issues, in which case, you know, you're just not going to see any kind of shift. But that's not what's going on. But that's not, I think, a lot of what people focus on when they say they're Republicans. A lot of times, you know, they're more just deep about it as opposed to really thinking it through. All right, guys, well, I'm proud of you. Go out and change the world. And, you know, we're going to win Ohio. We'll win the nomination. We'll win the general election. And then we can roll up our sleeves and start really making some things happen. Appreciate you very much. Bye-bye.
Great. Thank you, Ben.